Hey everybody, today is January 14th, 2022. I'm Gene.
And I'm Zane.
And welcome to Hanging with Uncle.
We're live.
New Year, man.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
I hope you guys all survived out there.
I hope we're actually working live on YouTube right now. That's a really good new experience that we've brought to you guys today.
Yeah, we're live streaming. This is a new way to start the new year. You guys are hearing this fresh.
So, yeah, I'm ready. Man, it's been honestly a good new year so far.
Speaking of fresh, we're going to start the year with an old friend, Froze.
Froze.
And this one again is coming in at a little over 18%.
It's good.
Very
honestly.
delicious.
Oh,
I
fire.
remember this one.
Caveman
Say it ain't
upset.
so.
Hold on, wait. I have a backup lighter.
That's a Roman tragedy.
Caveman mad, no fire.
The lighter went out.
There we go.
Let's try this again.
Hey.
All right. It's showtime.
That's some good stuff.
Yes.
All right, so we had a little KKK infiltration story going on.
You know, my son sent this to me.
Okay.
So, shout out to my son, Junior.
Absolutely. Shout out to Junior.
I think he hates when I call him that.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to say his name because what his job does is classified. So, for real.
Anonymous sources.
But he sent this to me. So, this created the Klan.
Okay.
In Florida. At the request of the FBI, because of all the racist practices that were going on within Florida law enforcement.
All right.
So he did that wearing a wire.
Wait, within law enforcement?
Within law enforcement in Florida.
Shit. Okay.
And of course, a lot of these law enforcement guys are also in the military, in the Guard, and the Reserve. So they're also have taken an oath to serve our country, and yet they're part of a terrorist organization, the Klan.
Gotcha.
Right.
Jeez. So what happened after that?
So, like I said, there was a lot of indictments on, and long story short, he's kind of living in witness protection right now, but he also did it a second time with a different organization. This time, I think it was in Georgia.
Oh, dang. Wait, he's in witness protection because of this?
He's in witness protection now because of this, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Right. So they have to protect him from the Klan?
From the Klan, from the KKK.
Because of the information that he has?
Because of the indictments and convictions that have gone on as a result of his undercover work.
That's insane. Man, that's... So is the man... The reporter the person that was undercover, were they of color, or did they blend in, or was it, they had to be a part of the
this wasn't
the Klan,
like the undercover brother.
Okay.
Yeah, he was definitely a white guy. He looked like he fit in.
Yeah. It was the color.
He donned the hood, went the whole 9 yards, went to fit in with one of them. Gain their trust.
That makes sense. So that has to be scary, honestly. Like, even as being a white man going into that situation, into that territory, that has to be a scary situation to be in, to see such radical people and that believe in such radical beliefs.
Again, think about it though. An organization is only as good as the people that are running it.
Oh, God.
So you get somebody from the Klan that's been brought up with that mentality that now at say 18 years old decides to join the military but already has that belief system in him. They're easy to turn and take that military training into something militia training, like for the Klan, to like the Oath Keepers and stuff like that.
God, which is
the Proud Boys, those guys,
right? Those the
3%ers, the Boogaloo Boys.
They were part of the Jan Sixers, right? They were in charge of all that bullshit, aren't they?
Right.
Like, man.
So yeah, those are the kind of organizations
honestly, he was. We should honestly have more infiltration into those organizations, I believe, because more knowledge the better, but two, like the stuff like that's terroristic in a way. Like I know there's freedom of speech, but it's a fear thing.
Well, there's no freedom of speech, no protection for anything when it comes to criminal activity.
Like these, I can't even call them like groups. It's such a they're bad groups of people. They're in charge of all these
terrorist organizations.
Yeah, they're in charge of
domestic terrorists.
All these terroristic things that are happening, and like I was about to say, they're domestic terrorists. They really are. But people are afraid to pinpoint the white man as a terrorist.
Well, again, that goes back to that whole thing, make America great again just means make America white again, make slavery legal again. That's all that means, because that's what they believe in.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
Because that's what this country was founded on. That's another lie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, this country was founded on Christian principles.
No, what Christian principles?
It was founded on the freedom of religion.
Mm-hmm. Allowing you to believe in whatever you feel to believe in.
If you felt like you wanted to believe in anything at all.
Exactly. Like, you're allowed to be you, period. End of story.
Period.
Done and done. But that is an issue to a lot of people, and they don't want to allow people to be themselves, which is, again, ridiculous.
Well, again, let's remember this country, when it was founded, slavery was legal.
True.
We had a chance at the very beginning to outlaw it, and we didn't.
Right.
So when we talk about all these great men, Jefferson, Washington, Madison, Adams, they all owned slaves.
Yeah, all of them did.
So what's so Christian about that?
Nothing. Enslaving people, there's nothing Christian about it at all.
And if you think it's so Christian, go back and read the book of Exodus, where Moses freed the Jews from Egypt.
Exactly. That's one of my, honestly, I don't talk much about religion, but that's one of my favorite stories. It's a good story. There's a movie about it too. I forgot what it's called, but The Prince of Egypt. Boom.
Yeah.
Good ass movie.
Yeah.
So good. Clean animation, suspenseful. Depicts it pretty well too, but he freed enslaved people. Honestly, it kind of reflects the world that we live in right now. Those people who believe in something that'll protect them, like putting sheep's blood on their door and vaccines, are doing that to protect themselves from plagues that are spreading across the world right now.
Oh my God! So,
look at that shit! I just tried something biblical.
I don't want to get sidetracked, but that kind of leads me to anti-vaxxers, because you know how I feel about that.
Oh, I know how you feel about that. I mean, they didn't put the sheep's blood on their door, man.
Over the holidays, man, I'm reading how they're eating dirt.
I heard urine is also
so that's another one. Man, drink your own urine.
You would much rather drink
instead of just everything to try and find the cure when the vaccine is right there.
That's so ridiculous.
It's like, I'm drowning, please send me a lifeboat, but you're saying no to everyone that's coming along. Anyway,
I really hope they're boiling it or something before they. Oh my God!
I mean, at what point do you think that's a good idea?
Never. I mean, survival tactic when you don't have any water out in the desert and you're trying to boil it, that kind of shit. To survive, sure. You're trying to avoid a vaccine for something that could kill you.
Yeah, would you rather have side effects from a vaccine or the side effects from COVID?
Right.
I take door number one.
Door number one. Please and thank you. Man. So, we were talking about our domestic terrorists, the Oath Keepers. They had some leaders that got charged, didn't they?
We had 11 people.
11?
One of them, the head of the Oath Keepers.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. Get charged with conspiracy to commit.
Okay, can you clarify commit that phrase? Holy cow!
I'm not up to date on the number of the U.S. Code, chapter and paragraph and all that.
Right.
But number one, to commit sedition against the United States is to try and stop the peaceful transfer of power or overthrow and take possession of government from the duly elected leader, which is what they tried to do on January the 6th.
That sounds like a pretty big deal.
It's a very big deal.
Okay. So it's not just a slap of the wrist kind of thing.
All right. So again, in football terms, this would be like a 50-yard touchdown pass.
Okay.
On the fly.
Okay.
Air the ball out.
Okay.
We're going along. The odds are in the crowd.
All right.
That's a touchdown. So think of a pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
We've gotten all these little guys for assault on police officers and trespassing and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And all they're doing is talking. That's all they're doing is talking and giving up information to where we are now, where these guys are now in jail. And
right. And there are still people who believe in them being patriots, man. That is so crazy to me. Like, absolutely.
Those are people that believe America needs to be run by white people.
That's insane,
all that means,
man. Like, how do you watch that and not see what actually happened? Like, people beating up people. You're supporting people who killed police officers.
I saw. Because now, again, when I watch this, the way I watch TV, I watch it on C-SPAN because I get tired of the commentary. Mm-hmm. So I don't watch Fox. I don't watch MSNBC. Mm-hmm. I don't watch CNN. I put on C-SPAN.
Which is very raw.
And all you have are the cameras in the building.
Yep.
And the microphones.
And you see their live, like, everything.
And
like,
that's what I watched January 6th on with C-SPAN.
That is insane.
And I watched officers getting assaulted with flagpoles with the American flag on them, with fire extinguishers, with mace, with sticks and clubs and chairs and shields and all kinds of violent weapons. That's what I saw.
Yeah, I know there's, I think I've shouted it out before, there's a video on YouTube that breaks down every moment on January 6th and talk, even like radio calls, distress calls, everything. I'm pretty sure it's an MSNBC piece.
So Eugene Goodman. Yeah. I watched that on C-SPAN, him directing the crowd away from the Senate floor, and Chuck Schumer being raced away, and Mitt Romney running the other direction because of Eugene Goodman.
Right. And, man, like, he's a hero, man. But he's so badass. He's a hero. Like, he saved a bunch of lives that day. A lot of people saved a bunch of lives. All those officers saved a bunch of lives that day. Because there are literally people who are being interviewed today who are saying, if we really wanted to do it, we could have brought guns and actually brought a force. You really have the gall to say that?
They had guns stashed in hotel rooms for the second round of the attack to come back to finish it out. This was planned.
No,
maybe not by the smartest people, but this was planned. It was funded.
Yeah, the whole...
And these are the people that got indicted for committing a conspiracy to a sedition against the United States. Yeah, and it's only going to get worse and go farther up the pyramid from here.
Yeah, it was insane.
And these carry
the whole thing.
A 20-year maximum in jail.
That's good.
And I believe they'll get every bit of those 20 years.
Good.
And they should.
I believe, good. Punish them. They need to be.
They're not patriots.
No, they're not.
They're conspirators. They're traitors. They're seditionists.
There are people who actually believe in them. That is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I don't understand that at all. Like, they tried to stop our democratic process.
And they're all white.
There were some okay, so I can't not say there are some Uncle Toms out there. Because there was a sign that said blacks for Trump out there. And I saw it too. Yeah, I know you too. I know y'all are out there. Y'all crazy too. Because that is insane.
Yeah, but these people being charged with sedition, these people with the money, no. They have one thing in common.
That's insane, man. I don't even know. Let's start. Let's remind our viewers to pay themselves.
Without a doubt.
Because it's our new year, right? 2022. Yes. First episode of the year. We have to remind you to pay yourself.
Without a doubt.
You are the most important thing out there. Put money towards you.
Do your work. Thank you. Do your diligence. Look what's going on. Remember what every successful businessman or entrepreneur does is that they read the newspaper.
They pay attention to current events and things that are happening around the world.
And they know where the money's going to be needed.
Right. And I kind of want to segue off of that because there is a conversation out there talking about trading bans with representatives.
Where there should be.
I believe that too. I believe there definitely should be a trading ban for them. If you decide to be a representative, you don't get to do this. Just like they say, if you decide to smoke weed, you don't get to own a gun. So here you go. Yeah, I'm gonna throw this at you real quick because
haven't heard that one, but there should be some caveat. You know, there should be an emoluments clause for Congress and the Senate.
Yeah, they know what's happening tomorrow, basically. The next day. They get the insider info.
They get tomorrow's newspaper today.
Isn't it Pelosi's husband who's literally a trader? Like,
well, they all are.
Yeah, he makes money through it, though. He makes millions off of it.
So Senator Loeffler, well, she was Senator Loeffler. She lost to John Ossoff.
Okay.
But, oh no, she lost to Raphael Warnock. But her husband owns the New York Stock Exchange. And she was a U.S. Senator.
Dang. Yeah, I had no idea about that. That's just, again, that's cheating.
Exactly.
Like, that's knowing.
Where you and I have to guess and do our work, and they know what's going on, and they tell all their friends. I mean, remember, Chris Collins went to jail for insider trading.
Right.
But still, this is not the first time. And we know that they do this.
We know they abuse the system.
So, I mean, it is stealing as far as I'm concerned.
So, I also believe that, they should not be able to trade. Even though, Pelosi believes that they should. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, she does.
Because
she's
making money through her
Sorry,
her
Nancy, but as we get different opinion on this one.
Brian Deese, Biden's #1 economic advisor, he believes that they shouldn't. He honestly thinks it should be the other way. They should not have the right to trade. Because, again...
The only difference is that he is part of Biden's cabinet, but he's not a lawmaker. He has 0 vote on the issue.
Well, but still, like, even though he's an economic advisor... Facts is facts. Like, the man knows what he's talking about.
He does know what he's talking about. Right. I'm not saying, of course, I totally agree with him.
They know the future. They can put money where it is ahead of time. They know what's going to happen because they can easily sign it into if they need to. I'm not saying that they push the narrative too, but they know what's going to happen.
Well, this is where you and I agree on something, is that there needs to be a change.
Yes.
And we already know that Nancy Pelosi has said that... she believes that they should be allowed to trade.
Which is no.
And guess what? As Speaker of the House, who decides what gets brought to the floor to be voted upon? The Speaker of the House.
Oh, itself.
So it doesn't matter. The people can rant and rave all they want. If she says no, the answer is no.
The answer is no. Well, is there an official date for that? Because, like, people are asking about it. And
Election day.
Yeah, is it just an election day thing? Because reps are dodging questions, huh?
But, yeah.
Yeah?
They are dodging questions. And that's another thing. If you want to pay attention to where your congressman stands on the issue, watch them evade the question at all cost.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, you know, Congressman, we have enjoyed certain freedoms, and as soon as they start answering the question like that, you already know that's the person that you need to unelect from office.
It's free trade. Everyone should be able to trade. Blah 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 blah. You literally are allowing people who know.
But you're making laws on who's making money from these companies that are so yeah.
So I want to openly be able to see what their trades are, so I can mimic and mirror what they're doing. Like that needs to be accessible for us, then I guess.
Shine a light.
That's absolutely ridiculous. I think they shouldn't. I really think they shouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have something that's very important to me, and
you got to get it off your chest.
Man, I believe I know it's dead in the water, and I believe, honestly, this is not hyperbole, but I believe democracy is dead as we know it. Manchin and Sinema have destroyed this country by not changing the vote on the filibuster for our voting rights.
Oh, no.
Where they just, before the holidays, changed the rules on the filibuster when it comes to the debt ceiling so the Republicans couldn't obstruct. But on voting rights, no.
Wow. So basically they're just like, no, sorry.
So all these laws that Republicans have put in place in states like Florida and Georgia and Arizona and Texas are going to guarantee that Republicans are going to win because that's the way they want it, and that's all there is to it. And it will be an authoritarian government like that, which is what communism represents, which is what Republicans want.
I swear, if Carrie Lake becomes a representative, I'm out of here. I'm gone. Bye. Like
she's running for governor.
I know, man. A governor, not representative. Oh no. Please, no.
Running for governor, man.
Fuck no. She's a crazy motherfucker. Like,
Yes.
she is.
Yes.
She wants to overturn the election if she gets elected in.
She's a Coke shy of a Happy Meal.
What the fuck? You know what? I've always... There's something about her. Always seeing her on 3TV when I was a kid, just seeing her, there's nothing right about that lady.
No.
Like, and I'm not saying it's like because of this, but like I've always looked at her like she looks like there's something else I need to know about her.
You know, I bet she would run if you had scissors because
Oh,
all you
yeah.
had to was just snapping above her and watch the marionette strings break. She'd fall.
Man, no, please don't. Just because it's Carrie Lake and she was on local TV in Arizona, please don't put her as our governor.
No.
No way.
But again, it doesn't matter. We can get every person in the world to vote, and it wouldn't make a difference because now the laws are going to be in place and our voting rights are not going to be upheld. So fuck you, cinema.
God damn it.
And every 50 Republicans that vote no on this as well, because your states need voting rights as well.
Absolutely. I mean, voting rights is the freedoms of our country.
And do you realize that every time in history, say since the 90s, that every time that an extension on voting rights has been signed into law, it's been by a Republican president?
They're literally attacking things that made us progressive, allowing people of color to vote, allowing women to vote, allowing everyone to vote. That's literally our freedom in our country, and then they're suppressing it.
It's the cornerstone of democracy. Once you start messing with the vote, counting the vote, whose votes count and whose votes doesn't, that's the important issue.
That's crazy.
It doesn't matter who votes. It's who controls the vote and who counts the votes.
Right.
And that is where we have been punched in the gut and lied to.
And that is not democracy. That's not an even playing field. Like I said, we should be in charge of the government. That's what they say. The people are in charge of America, right? We the people, right? No, I haven't felt we in a while, man.
Not in a long time.
I haven't felt a we in a minute. Like we've talked about it before. I remember back when I was younger, knowing what the president is, like I wanted to be inspired to be an American kid to go and learn because the president was at like science fairs and was encouraging the youth and shit like that, and like wanting us to be like what we wanted to be and move forward and like be progressive in life. And there's none of that coming from the presidency. There's none of it. There's all of it. Like I'm gonna scrutinize.
I gotta push back on that.
On what?
On what's being done and not being done in the White House. But go ahead, finish.
Well, the image of the president is different now these days. It's way different than what I remember it being when I was younger.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know.
It's gotten the nature of the country's gotten ugly. This country's gotten cancer.
That's literally what I was gonna say. Yeah, we've gotten toxic. Our government's gotten toxic in a way. And they talk about popular topics. Honestly, I don't see the progression right now with the Biden company. They're trying, but they're still sticking with the same narrative with like yes, COVID's important. Yes, vaccination's important, but there's more to do. You can do other things. We haven't had
but you
else.
can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, and those are the unvaccinated.
True. Yeah,
so he can do all that all he wants, but if people aren't going to take the vaccine, they're just not going to take it.
If they're like they are taking the step now, saying like Biden did throw a big hint in his last speech where he's like, if you're not vaccinated, then that's kind of your issue now. Yeah. Like, it's kind of your issue now. If they now move forward and start going forward with it, like, remember, vaccinations are a thing, kind of like as an asterisk, and then we're going to talk about other things that are going on in the world now. I'm okay with that future now. That's what I want to see with the Biden administration, but we're not doing that now. We're still kind of just sitting there and twiddling about COVID. Of course, yes, we have the new variant, and we're all working really hard to work with that. But it's the same process we've been going through for a few years, so I feel like it can run its course. It's on its own now.
But that's not Biden's fault.
No, it's not.
That's the fault of the unvaccinated. So on that issue, I got to push back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The variant is the fault of not being vaccinated, but that's just them. Like, I'm saying, the ones that want to get vaccinated and want to just move forward in life and be done with whatever and understand that this is what we're supposed to be doing, move forward from that. When it gets to that point, let's not be repetitious about it. Let's move forward. Like I said, let's make COVID-19, like, yes, more people are still dying from it, and it's a pandemic, but, like, we need to somehow move out of the pandemic. I don't know how. We need to somehow get out of just being in this pandemic
There's only
slump,
one
man.
way that I know of.
And I don't know, doing this vaccination talk over and over and over again, we're just going to keep seeing these anti-vaccine people still talk about it and still not get it. There's still going to be a thing. I'm saying, it's going to be a constant. We're going to be stuck in a little infinite loop. We're going to go insane.
And again, I just hope at one point, my prayer is that when is the light going to go on?
Right.
You know, I've heard every excuse not to, and not one time has it ever said, okay, you shouldn't get it. Unless it was my friend who you know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I should say knew, because she passed away from COVID.
Wow.
And I don't want to get started on that issue,
Mm-hmm.
but I miss her very much. I miss my friend, her husband. Contact me, you know who I'm talking about. And yeah,
Prayers are out there.
man.
I mean, you've got to make decisions to protect yourself, man. But like,
But see, and here's
Yeah.
the thing. It's not even so because we're protected, right?
Right.
But say some body comes on. I check myself.
Yeah, no, I hear. I see.
Somebody comes along that's not vaccinated, that's carrying something, that decides they have the freedom to get us sick because they don't feel like getting vaccinated to stop from this stuff spreading. That's where my blood starts boiling.
Right, and that's again carelessness on that person. But how do we make repercussions for that? How do we do that? Like, the repercussion is them not getting the vaccine, them getting sick from it, us being not immune but protected from it, not getting sick as much. We're gonna, like, we made our step. We did what we had to. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what else can we do?
Mitigating steps.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was talking to my wife, who made me laugh my ass off and gave me the perfect analogy. It's like, imagine yourself where your entire second grade class is playing dodgeball, and you're hanging out at the back,
Right.
and everyone in front of you is going quickly. That's COVID.
Right. And like, it's a weird example, but it actually is a really good one. My dad made it. This one is there. We've always preached for people to wash their hands, but there's always one person who doesn't. Like,
I get so mad at that too.
well, like, that's the thing. It's just there's always they preach. There's signs, everything, whatever. Like, it's not. We don't see our president like wash your hands. Well, don't forget to wash your hands. Don't forget that. No, like. The getting a vaccine to keep yourself from getting sick from something that is out there should be a part of a human routine thing to do now.
Yeah.
Like, we have flu vaccines. We have vaccines for shingles and all these other things. Like, do it. I mean, simple as that. You
Yeah.
have a choice to do it or not. You have the repercussions. That's it. Like, we gotta progressively move forward from this somehow. There's gonna be patches. People who play video games are gonna understand what I'm saying. We're gonna play the game of life, and there's gonna be patches in life, man. Like, we're gonna get the vaccine patch. It's gonna happen because there's gonna be players who are gonna abuse the game with the mechanics that need to be patched.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Always. So, yeah.
Anyways,
let's get it with our dumbass of the week.
Yeah.
I have a really funny one, or kind of an interesting one too. A man named Trevor Jacob decided to parachute out of his airplane while it was crashing. He noticed there was something wrong with the engine, and he had to jump. And there was a camera in the plane recording the crash, and he had his selfie stick out while he was jumping out of his plane to record him jumping out of his plane, I guess. So, in this emergency situation. So, a lot of people are really skeptical about it because he decided to let this plane drift off unmanned into anywhere it could possibly have gone. It crashed, yeah, there's footage of it crashing and him landing, cutting himself out of bushes and everything. But a lot of people are curious that it might be a little fraud scheme.
I definitely smell something fishy.
Oh, yeah. Like, what in your emergency situation, why would you get your selfie stick ready to record you hopping out?
Thank you.
Know, Like, I understand, yeah, you're going to have a video in your cabin. That makes sense.
In emergency, you're trying to save your life. You're not going to get the camera ready.
Yeah. I understand, like, I understand dash cam, right? Like, everyone has a dash cam for their safety, so they have recording of what's going on or whatever so people can see what happened. But getting your selfie stick out, getting ready, having your angles, jumping out, getting shots of the plane behind you while you're falling out. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Like, it was a little showy.
Right.
And you can definitely tell.
Well, my dumbass of the week is Congressman Matt Gaetz from Florida, Republican. I think the walls are closing in. I think now that the fact that his girlfriend is looking for immunity.
Yes.
Sorry, dude.
Oh, girlfriend of a few years.
Just
apparently.
a matter of time.
Ex-girlfriend looking for immunity to talk about Mr. Gaetz and his 17-year-old that he had an interaction with.
And that's all the time we have for this week.
Well, I hope everyone enjoyed the live. I hope it worked out.
Definitely.
We will review it and see. But I'm Zane.
I'm Gene.
Happy New Year.